Hello everyone, my name is Molly, and today we are here to talk about Teen Wolf Season 6, Episode 16. It's already Episode 16, that means there's only 4 episodes left. I'm freaking scared. I'm scared because, it's almost over, and I'm not ready, and the last episode talk I do for Teen Wolf will be a very emotional one, so, prepare for tears. It's so sad. It's almost over. Stop. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Anyway, this episode of Teen Wolf was good. Not as good as 15, but it was good. I really liked the music that they used in this episode. I do have a complaint that we really didn't see enough of the OG pack because they did have a storyline. We did see them, but we didn't see them enough, I feel like. For them being the original pack, I feel like we've seen a lot of 2.0 this last season, and I'm not too happy with that. I love them to death, but I want my original baby. This episode was pretty good. There were definitely shit moments, so if you're excited for that, definitely go watch. If you haven't seen the episode now, though, I'm going to say goodbye because I don't want to spoil anything, so goodbye! Okay. So, 16. We open the show, and Ed Sheeran walks through the doors. It's not actually Ed Sheeran, but it looks exactly like Ed Sheeran. So I'm just gonna call him Ed Sheeran. His name was Edward, so, Ed, it's the same thing. So Ed Sheeran walks through the door, and he starts looking at everybody around him, and they have all been tested. So they've all been stabbed in the hand to see if they heal or not, to see if they were supernatural. So this kid, Ed, has not been stabbed yet. So he's kind of freaking out. He doesn't want to be stabbed. And so we know he's supernatural. I had 2 points. One, where the hell are all the teachers and what the hell do they do during the school day? Because I feel like everyone's just always in the hallways or just always in the library. Nobody's ever teaching. And where are the teachers to stop kids from stabbing each other? Why is this allowed? Creepy Spider Kid and the other hunter catch up with Ed Sheeran in the library, and they corner him and they want to stab him. So the Spider Kid takes out the knife, and it's not even clean. There's blood all over it, and it's hard, and it's gross looking, and I was like, seriously? You can't even clean off the freaking blade? My thought was, how many diseases are these kids gonna get because they're all sharing blood? So Ed Sheeran gets away, and he locks himself in the locker room, but Spider Kid finds him. They got to stab him, and then he healed, and I don't understand why he just didn't fake the test, because he easily could have just wrapped his hand in bandages and, made it look bloody, and it could have been oh yeah, I've already been tested. I feel like he could have easily gotten out of it, and he just didn't try that hard. But anyway, so he does get stabbed, and he does heal. So we find out Ed Sheeran is a supernatural creature, and I was like, how has he never interacted with Scott? How are there kids in Beacon Hills that are supernatural that have never interacted with any of our gang? It just made no sense to me. And then we find out he's a were-coyote. He's a were-coyote, and he never talked to Malia? She's a were-coyote too! Or Liam, or Pack 2.0, because, yeah, the other pack's been out of school for a while, but, what about Pack 2.0? When Spider Kid corners Ed, and he's like, what are you? He's like, were-coyote, my whole family is. Why are you telling the hunters what your family is? Why? What? Do you want everybody to die? Why would you tell him this? It made me really pissed off, and I was like, you deserve to die, Ed. Really? Then Creepy Spider Kid grabs his arm and is like, I'm looking for somebody who can do more than shift. And then he, gives him the spider, and then Ed convulses on the floor. So obviously he's not what this kid is looking for. So I'm assuming that one half of the face has taken over Spider Kid, and he's trying to find all the supernatural people, and then he tests each supernatural person that they find with that spider, and it will either kill them or it will unite the two faces. That is my guess, and that worries me. Agent McCall, Scott's dad, decides to interrogate Nolan, and he does it in front of the guidance counselor, and I was like, why the guidance counselor? I'm sure there are plenty of teachers in this school that don't give a damn about what is going on, so you could easily do it in front of one of them. Why the guidance counselor? Because the guidance counselor's gonna defend the hunter. Why? Ed Sheeran, when he's convulsing on the floor, there's spiders coming out of everywhere. It was so freaky, so freaky. The guidance counselor brings Nolan and that other hunter guy to Ed, who's convulsing on the floor, and she's like, one of you put him out of his misery. And so the kid just goes and like strangles him. And I was like, there's literally murders taking place in this high school, and nobody's doing anything about it. It just, like, it was kind of getting to me that, okay, seriously, Beacon Hills? Like, seriously? And then Nolan is a little hesitant. He doesn't really want to be this hunter anymore, and he really doesn't feel like he should be killing for no reason, and he gets kind of worried. And I felt this last episode too. I feel like Nolan's gonna end up on our side, which I'm not really excited about because I don't really like him, but we'll take what we can get. So, Nolan ends up following Mason because he's like, oh yeah, they haven't left Beacon Hills yet, so I'm just gonna follow Mason, we're gonna find him. And I got really scared. I was like, Mason, please tell me you know he's following you. Like, please, you're smarter than this. I know you are, so like, please don't let this be real. And Mason knows that Nolan is following him, and he's like on the phone with Liam, I think, and he's like, yeah, Nolan's following me. He's right behind me. In a bright red car. Like, come on, dude. There's another Theum scene. They're talking, and they start fighting. Theo is like, you broke my nose. Twice. And then Liam punches him again, he's like, 3 times. They're so funny. I love Lydia's makeup. I've loved her makeup all season long. She's had, like, just this simple makeup, like, winged eyeliner. It's been so pretty. There was a scene where, like, we got a close-up of her, and I was like, I love it. I want my face to look like that. So, the hunters end up showing up at the abandoned zoo that, for some reason, is in Beacon Hills, and Liam and Theo are there, and Theo's like, alright, it's time to go, we gotta run, we gotta get away from the hunters, and Liam won't leave because he's so mad at Nolan for beating him up, and so he just kind of sticks around, and Theo's like, alright, come on, we gotta go, and Liam's like, and Theo's like, alright, you can die, and he leaves. Oh, Theo. Liam's just standing there, and I was like, what are you doing? You're gonna die! So, Melissa and McCall have this scene where they are kind of fighting about what Scott should do and how he should get out of town and things like that, and Melissa's like, I think these kids can handle it. They saved our asses more times than I can count, so you need to shut up. And I was like, Melissa, I love you so much. She's like our number one advocate, and she really, really believes that everybody can handle it and that everybody's gonna be okay, and I just love Melissa so much. This episode, I feel like Stiles and Derek could have helped a lot, and so I'm really hoping that they come back soon, because we need to kill some people. We need to kill them, and I feel like nobody's gonna kill them, so we need Derek to come and do it for us, and we just need Stiles' smarts. We just need his plans. Like, we need them. We need them to survive. Theum is having a scene, as Theum does, and Nolan interrupts them, and it was just like a really funny interruption. They're interrupted, and Liam attacks Nolan, and then he doesn't actually attack him. He stops himself, and he like punches the wall, and I feel like Nolan, he's seen enough times where Liam has held back now that I feel like he should be really doubting the hunters and been like, alright, like, this kid obviously isn't hurting anybody, so what are we doing? I don't understand why everyone's so pissed off about the supernatural, because I feel like they've saved our asses so many times, and like, nobody's thinking about that. Like, they're not the beast, they're not the Duroc. I mean, they did kind of activate the Nematon, so everything did come to Beacon Hills, but still. We break into Gerard's armory, and Malia and Scott go into this room where the hunters keep their trophies, and it's disgusting, and there's a map with all the world's Nematons on it, which I was like, oh god, there's more of them? But anyway, so that happens, and then we see this cut off piece of skin of the tattoo, so we know that the 2 werewolves are dead, and it was just really, really gross to see just a cut off piece of skin and cut off ears. Scott and Malia are in this room, and it turns out that these sensors are tripped, and if you touch the beams, then something really bad is going to happen. And so they're in this little room where there's no sensors, nothing can touch them, they're perfectly safe in that room. And they leave the room! I'm sorry, what are you doing? But it did lead to them, like, having to lay on top of each other, which was a really cute scene, so, you know, Pros and cons. They trip the censors, and so Argent and Lydia have to go save them. And so they start taking on the hunters that show up, and it was a really, really good scene. JR really, kicks some ass in that scene. And then Lydia, being the banshee that she is, was also really badass. But then she had these flashes that really messed with her, and I was like, oh god, what's happening? And I really don't know what those meant, but I'm scared. But anyway, so then she has to open the door, and that was a really, really cool scene because I love when we get to see Lydia's banshee powers. Before Lydia saves them, Scott and Malia have this scene where Malia's on his lap, and Malia is like, there was so much I wanted to do, and I'm not dying here. There's things that I want to do with my life, and it was really, really touching, and I was like, oh my god, please don't die. So, Malia and Scott finally have their kiss, and it felt very Malia to me, how she initiated the kiss, and was like, you know how there were things that I wanted to do? This was one of them, and then, kisses Scott. And, I'm happy with them. I can see them being a thing. I will always love Kira, and I think, the writers didn't really do her justice with just writing her off. But, at the moment, Scott and Malia are really cute. Scott's house is attacked while they're going over a game plan. First of all, where is this new werewolf? Where did she go? Because she's missing. Number 2, where's the sheriff? Why isn't he invited to this stuff? Is it just because, Stiles is gone now, the sheriff doesn't matter anymore? Because, I really, really like the sheriff and I want him back. But Scott's house is attacked while they're having their meeting and somebody is shot. Now, I'm 100% sure it's Melissa that was shot. 1, because that's where she was standing, and 2, because she's the one that gets hurt in all the promos. So, I feel like they're not really leaving us hanging here. But, whatever. And I'm really scared because I don't want Melissa to be hurt at all. I love Melissa. She better make it out of this season. Promo for next week, we have Melissa being hurt, I'm assuming, and Deucalion is back. I'm so excited Deucalion's back because I love Gideon Emery because he's awesome. And Deucalion is a cool character, so I'm really excited to see him back with us. And I think he'll be kind of that push that we need. Maybe he'll kill some hunters for us. So those were my thoughts on the episode. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode and what you think the next few episodes will be like. When do you think Stiles and Derek are going to come back? I think the next episode is when Ethan and Jackson come back. They've released a few clips of them, and I'm excited to see them back. And I don't know how I feel about them being a ship, but I think I kind of like it now, so I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm really excited for the next few episodes. I'm really sad that it's almost over, but we're not going to talk about that because I don't feel like crying. So, that's it for this video, guys. If you're interested in content for TV shows like Supernatural, Teen Wolf, Shadowhunters, or Riverdale, make sure to subscribe and, books, obviously, because this is BookTube. I hope you guys enjoyed. I try to upload a video every week. If you like my videos, then subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!